Hey, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast All Day. It's Christy. It's Alonso. It's January.
Boy, is it.
It's the first week of January.
Yep.
It's the first big Hollywood release of the year. And as always, in the first week of January, it sucks.
Yeah. And on paper, this shouldn't suck. The 355 looks like something that could be fun, right? You got Jessica Chastain and Lupita Nyong'o and Diane Kruger and Penelope Cruz. And very briefly toward the end, Bingbing, not nearly in it as much as the ads and the posters would suggest to you. Kick-ass lady spy thriller. They get to globetrot and wear glamorous clothes, but no, nobody here is going to show what they're good at. The writing is terrible. It's incredibly generic and just flat. This is from director and co-writer Simon Kinberg, he's written a lot of stuff, including Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but he also recently directed the terrible X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, and I read somewhere that like after Dark Phoenix, Jessica Chastain was like, "Oh, this is the guy I want to direct this movie," and I'm like, "Really?"
Of all the directors in all the world she could approach, she's Jessica Chastain, but she liked this guy. So Jessica Chastain is a hard-nosed and hard-hearted CIA operative, and she and her partner, played by Sebastian Stan, are sent to Paris to go track down the MacGuffin, which is like the most generic of MacGuffins.
The worst doohickey ever.
It's like the thing that every Bond villain since time immemorial has been after, right? Like it's a thing, it's this data key, this hard drive that can shut down entire city power grids and like destabilize markets, make satellites fall out of the sky and launch nukes, and it could launch World War III, Jessica Chastain tells Lupita Nyong'o. And so she has to find it. It gets taken. Diane Kruger is like her counterpart in Berlin, and they chase each other around, and everyone's trying to find it. Lupita Nyong'o gets dragged in, and she's former MI6. She's this brilliant hacker.
Cyber expert.
And then like Penelope Cruz's involvement is the most contrived of all, because she is a psychotherapist in Colombia who works with secret agents, but has been sent to Paris to track down Edgar Ramirez, who has the doohickey hard drive, to make sure he's okay and like bring him back. Like her involvement is so dumb. And then eventually Fan Bingbing comes in as this like shadowy Chinese figure.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing to any of these characters. The dialogue is so inane. All of the chase sequences and the action sequences are all like shaky cam, and they're all like edited within an inch of their lives. So like these women are giving it their all with the choreography and the staging and all that. And like, you can't see shit. There's a fight between Jessica Chastain and Diane Kruger involving frozen seafood. That's not nearly as fun as that sounds. Right?
I mean, okay. How lazy is your spy movie when your big globetrotting locations are Paris Sidewalk Cafe, bazaar in
Marrakesh,
and then a big art auction in Shanghai? It's like,
right.
Seen it. You know, you have like, why do they never go to Nairobi? Why do they never go to Frankfurt or, you know, like Gstaad or
Reykjavik?
I mean, like there's all these places in the world, and like really Paris, Marrakesh, and Shanghai. Like that's what you got, movie. And that's just so typical of how phoned in all of this stuff is. It's Kinberg co-wrote it with Theresa Rebeck, who created the show Smash. Which the podcast after Smash always referred to as NBC's best worst musical drama series. And yeah, it's embarrassing. And you're thinking like, how do you waste a cast like this? This is like, I mean, this is almost at a Don't Look Up level of like, really? You got all these folks and this is what you're giving them to do?
And also like the scene where they all finally confront one another and realize they have to work together, like is staged, like it's blocked and shot so awkwardly. Like they're all just like pointing guns at each other and shouting inane dialogue at each other. And it's like, everyone here has like an Oscar or an Oscar nomination. Like we can all do a whole lot better. Jessica Chastain and Sebastian Stan have zero chemistry. None. When she says to him, like, "You're my best friend," like you never would have known that. And like the idea that they're in love with each other and they're like that secret romantic, tension is an obstacle, like you never believe it for a second.
But there's so much that we would never know if they didn't come right out and tell us. Like
So
Diane
much
Kruger has this
exposition.
whole like haunted past and stuff, but she's just like
Daddy
generic
issues.
strong woman who kicks, like they have to have these big moments where they sort of explain their backstory, because otherwise you're just not getting it from anything else in the dialogue or in the performances. And so look, I'm glad that they all got to like do some traveling and wear some fun outfits, but yeah.
Along those lines, I would say that they don't even have the maximum fun that they could with these 4 women and their costume design. Because besides being all phenomenal and versatile actresses, they're all stunners who can wear anything and pull it off with like panache and style and grace. Like only in the Shanghai auction scene do they get to wear the kinds of like really fun, glamorous costumes that they should in a globe-trotting escapist adventure.
Sure, but I think then you get caught in kind of a bind of like, well, if it's all fun outfits, then are you not taking them seriously as women? Like, I like the fact that, for example, when they're in Marrakesh, like Jessica Chastain has this sort of like whole kind of Lady Indiana Jones ensemble going on, and Lupita Nyong'o can like grab a scarf and then like immediately blend in with all the Muslim women. Like there were some fun ideas with the clothes in this movie. And you're right. Yeah. The auctions where they finally get to like really do it up and get all super glam. But yeah, it just generally speaking, this is just a big snooze.
It is. It's awkward and bad and a waste. And I kind of hated it.
And it ends thinking that there's going to be sequels, and there never will be.
I hope not. I'll tell you one thing. There's like one scene, exactly a couple moments maybe, where they talk about like there's drinking beers and swapping war stories and talking about like the sacrifices they've had to make, for career versus family. And like they're in the nugget of something interesting there. Like they all get out from like these oppressive mansplainer bosses. Like it's like a violent 9 to 5 is like longing to burst out of this, and it never happens anyway.
Yeah, there's a bit of a thing there. There's like, I think the one moment where at least Nyong'o and Cruz get to really like do some genuine human acting is when like people they care about are in danger. That's one moment where like they really, you feel the terror of that moment of them feeling helpless and feeling like they're unable to do something. And that was a moment where I was like, oh, okay, this is at least something, because this rest of the movie's been nothing.
It's a bummer for Penelope Cruz in particular. Okay, so I'm saying 2.
Yeah, okay. Same here.
So number 2, this is dumping ground of January. There is no reason for you to see this movie.
No, and it's exclusively in theaters. If you're going to get COVID going to a movie theater, this is the last movie you want to risk that for. So stay home. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out at Be Fast All Day on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and do pay a visit to our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. You get videos like this with no commercial interruption. You get our TV recaps right now, getting into Book of Boba Fett over on Disney Plus, and we're currently taking votes for our monthly off the menu selection, where we'll be talking about one of the great films of the recently departed Peter Bogdanovich. So check all of that out and much more. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.